What's up, family? Welcome to Ask the Mods,
where we challenge you to stop playing and start pushing.
I mean, that right there is real.
It's just me. It's just in me.
My dog was bigger than him.
You stank. Play your breath in my face. Let's see if you're going 3 for 3.
This is my delightful wife, Fiona.
And this is my husband, the man with so much swagger. Ayize. All right, we got a question from a young lady. She is 20 years old. Her boyfriend is 19 years old. This is a very serious question. She says that she and her boyfriend have been together since junior high, and they have been together for 4 years at this point. They basically got into a really bad fight a few months ago, and he crossed a huge line. He put his hands on her, and in the middle of the fight, she cut him a few times. Really bad, according to her. And so she basically is saying that where she is right now, she and her man don't see not being together over, as she says, a stupid, irresponsible, immature fight. We don't want to lose our relationship, and they have a 9-month-old, and so they want to work on themselves. But here's her fundamental question. She says, why is it that our families seem to not want us to be together? She says, everybody says, leave him alone. Women die every day from domestic violence. Blah, blah, blah. That's what she said. Blah, blah, blah. He don't love you. He's trying to kill you and the baby and all of that. She says, don't get me wrong. I understand where everyone is coming from. But why don't they come together and help us? Sit us down. Talk to us. Try to get us some counseling. Try to support us. She says she's trying to look for ways to help a man who's made the mistake of putting his hand on a female. And she knows that her boyfriend won't be in 10 years who he is today. So why is everybody just hating on them and so harsh from their families? And that's basically where she is right now. So you want to take a crack at that?
Yeah, one of the things that jumped out to me in this email was towards the end of the email when you say, you know, you're trying to help a man out who has put his hands on you. You know, one of my fundamental questions is he trying to help himself out? I mean, that's really what I want to know. I mean, you can be so invested into the relationship and into making this man a better person that he might not be doing nothing to make himself a better person, which therein lies the problem, because you say he's not going to be the man he is today 10 years from now, but if he ain't doing no work, guess what? He's going to be the man he is today 10 years from now, and maybe even worse. So one of the questions that I have for you is what work or what investment is he making into the relationship in terms of, you know, trying to make sure he doesn't travel down that route again? Because if he's not doing anything to make sure that his behaviors and actions reflect something more positive, then there's a good chance he'll be engaged in the same behavior that he just engaged in. So, you know, challenge him on that front.
And so to really get to the nuts and bolts of your question, you know, the fact that you even asked this question to me demonstrates your naivete. And you said in your question, you said, I understand, and she capitalized, I understand. When we're young, we think we know so much. And I'm not trying to discredit you and what you do know, but what I'm saying to you is this: when you say blah, 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 they telling me people die every day from domestic violence. Women die all the time, blah, blah, blah. If you understand that that is a fact, that's not an opinion. If you understand the magnitude of what happened, that when two folks get into a disagreement that then morphs into a knockdown drag out, where a man puts his hands on you
to the point where you got cut him.
You cut this fool
Several times.
A few times, really bad. Sweetheart, that's serious business. So you even having the nerve to ask the question, why are they tripping? They tripping because they don't want you to lose your life. And if you had a real understanding and sense of gratitude and appreciation for the weight of the situation that you're in, if you really understood the weight of it, then you would be thanking God that I have a family that will tell me the truth. You know, I may decide that I'm going to move forward and I'm going to go to counseling and he's going to go to counseling. I mean, there's ways. There are folks who've been in domestic violence situations who have been able to move forward. But there are a series of specific steps that you got to go through, and you need to line yourself up with someone who has dealt with domestic violence issues, and so does he. You can't just do that on your own, like, we're going to do this. It doesn't work that way. So I'm not saying you couldn't do that, but to say, like, why they hating? Why they so harsh? Why don't they try to help us and get us into counseling and all that? Because they understand, and they see some things that you probably don't see. And the fact that you even set your question up like that, like, blah, blah, blah. Why they doing all of that? You know, he ain't gonna be. You don't know what he gonna be. If it just happened a few months ago, you don't know, because that brother or that man has to demonstrate to you who he is going to be. Where's the evidence? There has not been enough time that has expired for him to demonstrate to you and your child what's really going to be. So what I would say to you is this: you don't have enough education about this particular kind of issue. You don't have enough exposure. You don't have enough seasoning. You don't know what you're talking about. Be thankful that somebody's looking out for you. It doesn't mean that y'all ain't got nowhere to go and that you won't be all right, but what it does mean is that you don't know. And guess what? You don't know that you don't know. So sit back. Take it in. When you get agitated and irritated, say it all comes from a space of love. Listen to somebody. And then seek a professional so that you can really do what's best for you and you all's child. We hope that you take this thing to heart and that you stop playing and start pushing.